Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Koala and I am a shamanic practitioner, mainly within the Nordic shamanism, and that's why we are here today. But I'm also initiated into Nustakarpa and the Munaki rites, which are a part of the Incan shamanism, the Kira medicine. So today we are here for the second to last video in my series about the 9 worlds and the map of the 9 worlds in the Nordic shamanic tradition. So this is my map, as you know by now if you've seen some of the other videos. So we've done all of these, we are here at the bottom, but we have that one left. This is today and that one for next week. So this this at the bottom is the rune of E or Ewas, which is the symbol on this map. It's the symbol of Hel or Helheim, so it's the realm of death and the realm that is dominated by, ruled by the goddess of death in the Nordic shamanism, which is Hel. So she is okay, let's do this in the right order, okay? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about who lives here. What have I written down? What do they represent? And what does this world represent? What is the element and meaning of this world? And the benefits of traveling here. So, who lives here? So first of all, it's Hel. It's Hel's realm, it's her kingdom, it's her home, and she represents death. So the most common depiction of Hel is, which is spelled H-E-L. Just 3 letters, okay? The most common depiction of her is that she has half of her face is alive and well and flourishing, and it's really alive, it's glowing, it can be floral, it can be the depiction of life. And that the other one is kind of melting away, rotting away. It can be that half her face, half of her side, her one side or second side is simply dead. So she's mainly viewed as the goddess of death in the Nordic shamanistic practice, but she's also, from the beginning, she was one with the Earth Mother, and she was just as much life as she was death. Those two are intertwined, and it's the circle of life, you know. So she's mainly revered and honored as the goddess of death today in most Nordic practices. Depending on the practitioner. I view her as the goddess of life and death, I think, but I mainly worked with her as the goddess of death. So, yeah, and her, we honor her on what other traditions call Samhain, and for me that's Hel's Eve. So I have talked about Hel and Hel's Eve a lot on this channel. I talked about it last October when I made a video about Hel and Hel's Eve, so you can go back to that one. I think I'm gonna link that one maybe at the end of this video, so you can jump right to that if you want to know more about my practice with Hel and Hel's Eve. So that's a little bit about her, but there are other, you know, entities and spirits that also live in that realm. So there's this tale about the Valkyries, that the Valkyries are the ones that go, like, the tale is that the Valkyries go out into the battlefield. And I think life is a battlefield, you know. So this is mainly depicted as like, oh, the Vikings, and which is, so it's, I don't like the way that is. The Vikings were soldiers in a way. They were conquerors, and they were rapists. They did not so good things. It's not something in our heritage that we should be proud of, that we have, Vikings in our heritage. Is not the greatest thing on earth, actually. So, but it's weird how they are revered today. But I can make another video on my view on the Vikings and my heritage of Vikings and whatever. But so the tale that you can most often find in books that depict this tale is that the Valkyries went out into the battlefield and chose which of the soldiers or which of the fighters were gonna go to Hel, and which ones were gonna go to Freya in her home in Vanaheim. And her home, it's called... Never mind what it's called. So, yes, Folkvang. So, so it was like, it was a good thing to come to go to Freya and her home of Folkvang. And then there were some that went to, I think some were gonna go to Valhalla, where Odin resides. So Valhalla is a part of Asgard, and which is all the way up here at the top of the map. Up here at the top of the map is where Odin is residing. And then some were going to Hel and her realm, the realm of death. And there could be a lot of reasons why some go to Hel and her realm. And contrary to most, I think, maybe a popular belief that Hel is hell, that's not the way I view it, because Hel is, in Swedish, Hel is the word for whole being, whole person. It's a chance to heal yourself. So because not a lot of people stayed in Helheim. Most people, I feel it was like somewhere you went over the Rainbow Bridge down to Helheim and then up again, because when you have become whole, when you've received the parts that you want, that you need to make whole again, when you have been through maybe challenges and when you overcome trauma and challenges and all of those things, then you have a place in one of the other realms, such as Valhalla in Asgard or Folkvang in Vanaheim, and you can also maybe be reincarnated, even though that is not the greatest concept in Nordic shamanism. It's very personal if you believe that or not. There's not much depiction in the books about the concept of reincarnation in the Nordic shamanism, but that is something that can be prevalent and can be present in your practice. In my practice, it most certainly is a concept, because we believe in past lives. So for me, Helheim is a world where you can heal yourself. So in Helheim, that stands for death, the realm of Helheim, it represents all of our inner insecurities and the fears, the deepest fears that is connected to life and death, like existential anxiety, existential fears, the fear of dying, so the funny thing is that if you are afraid of dying, you probably are going to hell, because then you have to overcome that and able to move past that and into the realm where you will reside for the rest of eternity. So we go to Helheim to meet ourselves and meet our deepest our deepest fears that are connected to life and death. Because remember, last time I talked about Niflheim, where that is the home and the realm of our fears and phobias. So a lot of our fears reside there and can be resolved with working with Skadi. But there's also a lot of fears that is connected to death, like fear of disease and illness, and fear of leaving Earth without having a legacy, etc., and fear of just what is next, what is after death. but we also meet that is, you know, connected to Hel and her realm. But there's also the thing of when you die, if you are not ready to die, then you are going, when you go through a shamanic death, you go through Helheim. So most people that have, or not most because I haven't talked to all of them, but from my own experience and from experiences I've had with other people, Helheim is where you kinda go through when you have like a near-death experience, and when you are. I had a near-death experience some years ago, and I went to Hel and Helheim, and she basically told me, no, I need you on that other side. You're not ready to come here. Go back. That is actually when I started working with her deeper in my practice, and resolved a lot of things and issues, and went through the biggest healing journey of my life up until the one I'm going through right now. So healing is the practice that we most often work with together with Hel, and alongside, or like, it's the biggest, but there's also one other that is almost quite just as big, and that is the honoring of the dead. So the honoring of people that has gone before us and that will come after us, all of our ancestors, the work with ancestors and ancestral magic, ancestral trauma, everything ancestral is connected to Hel and Helheim. So we work with that, and that is what Hel's Eve is about. You can watch that video after this one. So those are the two main aspects of Hel and Helheim. So healing and then ancestral work in a lot of different ways. So there's so much in Hel and Helheim, and the concept of this rune also that is connected to this realm, which is or Evas. There's so much that I can't go into it in this short video, but I will touch on other subjects in the future, and I will connect them back to this so that you will eventually have, you know, a bigger picture. But it's also the matter of experiencing for yourself. So there's no quite element. I'm just going to touch on this very briefly. There's no element connected to this realm as there are like Niflheim with the world of ice, or Muspelheim, the world of fire, Vanaheim, the world of water, and that sort of thing. So there's no element like that connected to this world, because it's the deepest darkness, it's death, it's obliteration of everything, it's never coming back, but it's also the possibility of coming back. It's also transformation, shamanic death, and that sort of thing that is connected to it. But there's no element except the element of space and time. So the benefits, the last thing I'm going to talk about are the benefits of journeying or traveling to this realm. So as I said, the main work we do with Hel and Helheim is regarding our own healing and other people's healing. So as a shamanic practitioner, I can guide people to this realm when we work with healing. And one main, well, not main, why do I use that word so much? But the one practice is soul retrieval. So I will talk more about soul retrieval as a concept and as a practice in the future on this channel. But that is one practice that we practice to, and we go here. Also past life regression. We also touch on this realm, or go through this realm to be there, to do that. So soul retrieval and other healing practices are what we do when we go here. So benefits of traveling here are great. There are so great benefits, but there's also, every time we travel here, we have to be fully protected. So I put up extra protection around myself and around my student or my client when we go to this realm. And that is why when we start working with Hel, and this is another reason I want you to watch the video about Hel and Hel's Eve, because when we start to work with her, we invite her to us, so that we can say thank you for coming. Now you go back to where you came from, and I will see you next time I call on you or you call on me. So the first thing you do when you work with Hel is to invite her. You open a sacred space, and you call on everything you want to call on in a ceremony. You call on Hel, you invite her into your space, and then when you close the space, you say thank you, goodbye, we'll see you next time, so that you have a small amount of control over the situation. And also only invite the things that you are ready to receive, because when the differences between working with Hel in our realm, like the middle world, and where we are, where you are, in without going below, without going to the underworld, the benefits of that is that you have a better sense of control, and you can decide what you want to invite and what you don't want to invite. So when you go to Hel and to Helheim, you have less control over that. You can put up extra protection, which I do through using the runes in a specific way, especially 2 runes that are very protective. We use them in all of those ceremonies, and it's you need to cleanse yourself on the way up, so you always come back via one of the upper worlds. Most often, I would say, Muspelheim through fire, or Vanaheim through water, who come back to the middle world and to the ordinary reality. Because you need to cleanse yourself and leave behind what you are not ready to bring into the light. Because you go into the deepest, darkest parts of yourself, and it's important that you don't bring more back than you can deal with and you can handle. So then this is why it's so important that you, when you first go to Helheim, you do that together with someone that knows what they're doing, that they can guide you through it, guide you there, guide you when you're there, guide you back again, and help you also work with things. Because the healing part starts when you sign up for it. So when you decide, oh, I'm gonna do this, you sign up for maybe a healing journey with someone, a shamanic journey to the underworlds or whatever. The day you sign up is when the healing starts. That's the preparation start. Now this is true for all healing, but especially when you're going deep, deep into yourself, the darkest parts of yourself. So this is not shadow work. This is deeper than shadow work. This is deep healing, and it could be this is where you resolve traumas, this is where you heal traumas, this is where you work with ancestral and generational traumas, and that level of healing. So the preparation starts when you sign up for it. Then the journey in and of itself can be emotional, it can be intense, but it can also be feeling like, oh, I could do this every day. And then afterwards, that's when the integration of the healing starts, and that's the hard part. And that is when and where you need support. And that's why you need someone that really knows what they're doing, so that they can support you through the aftermath of it. They need to be available for you to vent about what's going on. They need to be available to hold space for you if you need it. Because it could be really hard to go through that. And the worst thing is that if you don't integrate it enough, then you still have that, you're still carrying it around, and you need to do the integration. And it's like, it needs to happen one way or another at one point or another. So it's something that you sign up for, and all of the guides and ancestors around you are like, okay, but when are you gonna do this? Oh, you're not gonna stop to do it. Then we will stop you. And then you might hit the wall, as we say in Sweden, where you get burnt out because you need to take care of yourself, because you have this healing that is waiting for you. So you need to take time, and you need to be supported through the rest of the healing when you go through something like that. And that is true for a lot of healing work. And it's also true that most people kind of diminish that fact, and they undervalue, or how, I don't know what words to use, but they don't really see it for what it is, and they think it's like this small. They think that, oh, it was so wonderful, I feel so great afterwards, that's it, you know. But that's not it. They don't really count on the aftermath of it. So there are people that go to this realm unprepared. A lot of people, like when you take an illegal or legal substance that is to help you go deep. When people do that and they are not guided enough, that's when they end up with psychosis or psychotic related illnesses and aftermath of that, because they haven't grounded themselves, they haven't been helped and supported through the process. So I don't work with substances at all. I don't think it's necessary. I think that if you feel called to do it with someone that really knows what they're doing. But I don't touch it. I don't touch that stuff. So because I feel like what I'm doing is opening up enough, and especially it's opening up just the right amount for someone to be able to connect and be able to receive the healing and the wisdom and the guidance that they need, and then I can guide and support all the way through the aftermath of that. It's so important. It's like the deeper you go, the more you open up, the more the person that guides you need to know and be available to you and engaged in your journey. So, and I see so many people not really thinking about that. They just do something maybe half for a laugh, and then they end up with being really open and being and going from crossing the line into almost insanity and losing parts of themselves instead of gaining them. Because the benefits of going to Helheim and going to the underworlds and working with that type of deep healing is that you are supposed to gain back parts and pieces of yourself that has been lost. And in the aftermath and integration of that is going to lead to aha moments, divine inspiration, and feeling of wholeness, and feeling of grounding, feeling of being on the right path, having the right tools, gaining the right tools, and opening up just the amount that you need. And you will be more open afterwards than you were before, but you are not supposed to blur the line between the ordinary reality and the non-ordinary reality. You're supposed to cross it and then go back, crossing it once more, and that's it. Going too deep with not enough support and with substances involved often blurs or eradicate the lines, so that you, if you're not guided back over the line again in a proper and peaceful way, then that line might be gone and you don't have the knowledge yourself to get it back, and that's when you end up with some types of mental breakdowns and psychosis and things that you need maybe to be hospitalized for and so forth. And that's just so unnecessary. And people that are vulnerable, the worst thing is that people that are vulnerable to these things are most often the people doing them, because I don't know really why. I just know that I have met a lot of those kind of people, and they have come to me for help afterwards, and the journey back when they come to me are so much bigger, and sometimes too big for me to handle, so that I have to refer them to someone else that can hopefully guide them on their way. So the journey, if you do all of the healing and your journey to heal and Helheim properly, the first, when you go and you learn how to do it piece by piece, step by step, and then eventually you can do it yourself like I can, then it really is pieces of the puzzle coming together. It's integration in the best way possible, and you are becoming more whole for each healing process you're going through. If you don't do it properly from the get-go, and you don't do it step by step, piece by piece, you open up to all of it at once. Coming back from that is so much harder than if you would have just paced yourself in the beginning. So I'm not telling anyone what to do and how to do it. I'm just giving my recommendations, and I'm just saying, if you want to do it the hard way, that seems more fun, then just know that there can be repercussions, and that the journey can be a complete different one than the one you're signing up for, because the journey doesn't start or end with that single experience. It's much greater than that. So, this video is about 10 minutes longer than I expected it to be, because there is some, because of the last bit here about journeying. So, I really like the benefits of working with Hel, working with Helheim, going to Helheim, practicing soul retrieval, practicing past life regression, practicing ancestral healing. It's so important work, and it's equally important that it's done in a good way. There's not just one way of doing it. I'm talking about the Nordic tradition and the Nordic way of doing it, my way of doing it, but there are similar practices and a similar world in almost every shamanic tradition on earth. So there are just as many ways to do it and to do these practices as there are traditions on this planet, and each and every one of them are equally valid. So ask me questions if you have any. If you want me to talk about one single thing of all of this, or several of them in another or other videos in the future, let me know, and I will go deeper into that. Some of them I will come back to, like soul retrieval and past life regression and that sort of thing. I will talk more about that in the future. But you can, if you ask me about it, I might do it more sooner than later. So that's it for now. Next time is the last video in this series, and I will see you then. Today we have talked about Hel, the goddess of death and life, and about her realm of Helheim, which is essentially the place or the home of becoming whole, I would say. So next time we will talk about Jotunheim, and that is the world of the giants, and the birthplace of Skadi, that is the goddess of Niflheim. So I will see you next time. Walk in beauty and Xingling.